I'm forever righteous. I was down for a minute, now I'm up like this. I'm forever righteous. I was down for a minute, now I'm up like this.
All right, man. We're here with the winner from the first official Cypher Saturdays, man. Johta Vay, how you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Had a good week. I actually work for the school district, so it's like that.
Nice.
I'm off for like 2 months, so that's what it is. I'm just chilling with the fam.
Nice. Killeen ISD?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes,
cool.
sir.
Do you care to mention what you do for them?
Yeah, I'm a computer aide, so I like running computer labs and stuff. So it's just like, man, it's like I get to see all the kids in the school, like, which is really, really dope. You know, so I get to build relationships. Like, I'll be like in the cafeteria rapping with kids. Like, you know, it's just like kind of like giving them that opportunity to be like exposed to stuff.
Yeah. Cause
they be interested in it, but then it's like in school you just feel like that ain't even an option that you can do. But it's like, oh, like Mr. Davenport, he be rapping,
right?
You know. So I sent one of my students, like I won, I got the trophy. Like I sent them a text, like, look, like you can do it, like so, yeah.
Nice. So tell me about the Cypher Saturday experience. Tell me kind of your thoughts before leading up to it.
Man, first I heard from Nidra Lemon. She got Freestyle Studios out here in Killeen, and she was just like putting me on to a bunch of stuff going on. She put me on the Space Create, and man, I had heard about it, and it was back when it was still on May 6th, I think it was. So it's like I heard about it that week, that Monday, and I just registered immediately.
Nice.
I felt like I just felt like the Lord put that in front of me. Like he's like, yo, this is an opportunity. And when I had did it, it's just like it got pushed back, but it's just like I felt like that was all God still.
Yeah.
Cause I ain't had no music out. I had, it was just like, it's just like, man, I ain't been practicing like I freestyle every day, but I wasn't intentionally like, yo, I'm about to drill and and train.
Right.
And freestyle. So it's just like it gave me a month to like get my music out, get all this stuff kind of set up, get it mixed, mastered. I dropped the song on Friday, and then we had the Cypher on Saturday. So it's like that. Yeah, when I heard about it, I was really excited because I never heard of nothing like that out here in Killeen, so it was good.
Exactly. You did your thing. I definitely want to say that. Like I said at the beginning, he took home the prize, the trophy. He gets this exclusive interview, gets free studio time, and then we're going to work him into the Cyphers moving forward. So yeah, it was definitely a great experience having you pop out. A lot like there was one artist, Primero, he had made a good comment. He was like, yeah, I'm from out here. And we were touching on the Cypher, and I noticed when I was out there talking to some of the artists, one of the performing artists, Primero, had made a great point, and he said, I'm from Killeen, and I've never met any of y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was, I think, the artists that were selected and signed up from the producers that submitted and how everything came together with the new studio, I think it was perfect, a perfect melting pot to draw attention, to bring buzz to the artists that did sign up. You know what I mean? And even though it wasn't the most packed out or the biggest venue, the energy there was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's still people talking about it. We already have half of our signups filled. You know what I mean? Due to just
that's what's up. Yeah.
Because it was such a great turnout. It was such a great event. You know, and y'all competed. Like we didn't go through all the scores, but I mean between all of y'all, there was probably only like a 15 point at the most difference between all y'all on each placement. So it's like all y'all was mad close in the different categories, and I think looking at the judges, scorecards, it was pretty fair. It was a good event all around. So tell me about the single you just recently dropped. What's the name of that?
Oh, it's called Forever Righteous.
Okay, tell me about that.
So yeah, man, it's just talking about going into, like, me, I'm a Christian, so it's like, man, I've been rapping since I was 22. No, before that, since 17 years old. Like, I got saved when I was 22. But, man, by the time I was 22, I had a record deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had an opportunity to get signed to an independent label.
Right.
But then I got saved, and, that just changed, like, what I was trying to go after in life. But I felt like the Lord had me sit down for, like, 10 years.
Right.
Like, not pursuing music, not doing... I was still rapping and stuff, still, like, working on my craft, but I wasn't pursuing it as a career or trying to put anything out. Right. And just saying, like, God had worked on me during that time. That it's like, man, he had to deal with my pride. He had to humble me. You know what I mean? I was like a very prideful person. Like, I was like, I will body anybody.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, it ain't even about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a message, you got a purpose that I want you to put forth. So that's what that song is about. It's like I was down for a minute, now I'm up like this.
Nice.
I'm forever righteous. Like everybody, all of us following. All of us mess up. All of us make mistakes, you know what I'm saying? But God is offering forgiveness by which you can get back up, you know, and keep going. You don't have to stay in that place. So,
exactly. That's cool, man. That's very inspirational. I think it goes well with your career path right now from what you've explained, and then seeing, you know, like I said earlier, y'all pop out, and I'm like, man, okay, I've never seen a few of these artists before, and then for you to just pop out, and then that was really the basis of a lot of your freestyles too. You know, a lot of your Cypher, and that resonated. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing about music, is that what resonates the most is what's going to get the most listeners. And for the fact of yours winning, like I told you that day, that trophy, you know, and just that alignment of how that happened is a testament to it. You know what I mean? Is you staying down and you know, putting your ego to the side. I know for a lot of young men especially, that's one of the biggest things we face is our ego, putting that to the side. Yeah. And for a guy like you, and you know, a lot of people like us, once you realize you just walk in your truth, you know what I mean, that's enough. Yeah. You don't have to tell people what the truth is. You know what I mean? Because if you're walking so righteously in that, they'll just get that from the walk. Yeah. So I get that. That's cool. That's really, like I said, inspirational. Where do you tend to record whenever you do make music?
Man, right now I've only recorded like 3 songs. So Sound Mind Studios. Okay. Yeah, it's out here in Killeen.
Shout out to Sound Mind one time.
Yeah, my boy Josh Loman. You know, man, it's just like and we've worked really well. He a believer, so it's just like we just really gel really well. I'm really looking forward to like recording out here, you know what I'm saying? Just seeing like the vibe and stuff, and so
nice. So whenever you do take advantage of your free studio time, is that gonna be your first time recording here at Space Grade?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Nice. I'm excited for you, man. It's definitely an experience, as you can tell from the Cypher and moving forward. They try to provide a one-on-one experience, you know what I mean? It's definitely something different. It's definitely something next level for the city. So I hope you definitely get what you need out of it and drop some fire. So I noticed whenever you did win, you had your wife with you. Yeah. And I did a little dumpster diving real quick, looking on the socials. You have a few kids, man. You don't mind touch on that, you know? Yeah. You know, just explain, you know, kind of your process whenever you did have them, and you know what they mean to you now, you know, being a father.
Yeah, man. So, man, Shaky, my wife, we got married in 2014, so we coming up on 9 years. You know what I mean? It's like we've been together for a minute. Nice. Man, and I got 3 kids. I got a 2-year-old, Sanaya. I got my 5-year-old, Sophia. And I got my son. He about to be 8 next month. His name is TJ, Terrell Jr. Okay. So, nice. Yeah, man, like they really, when I had my kids, that's when I realized like how selfish I am. You know what I mean? Like that was when that was exposed. You know what I mean? Like, and just as a father, man, it's just really hard looking back on a lot of like old videos, because I feel like I wasn't present because I was so on the music. I was just like, every video I got headphones on, every video I'm just like trying to work on stuff, and I'm just like, yo, I don't even remember that. Right. Like I don't even remember like my son being real little. I don't remember some of those things, you know, and that hurt. Like it hurts, bro, to like when you are spending so much time on a craft and you forgetting about people. Right. You know what I mean? It's just like, especially like the most important people to you, like my son. And also like my daughters, like I feel like that really snapped me out of it, because my oldest daughter, she was premature 3 months. So it was like she was in the hospital for 3 months, tubes, all this stuff, like getting surgery, like it was just wild stuff, you know. It was like where we had to really come together and just like trust God, you know. It's like, but it's like we weren't nervous. It was just crazy. He just gave us peace during that time, and yeah, man. So it's like by the time we had our 3rd child, I felt like I'm finally like present, you know. So it's just like I'm enjoying it a lot, you know. Just like seeing her being a baby, seeing her just like growing and learning from her brothers and her sisters and all that stuff, and seeing like how important it is for me to be there as a father and be there as a leader, a shepherd of my home. Because if I'm not, like, it's just like, it's crazy. It's gonna be chaos. And then like it's like I'm following God. So if I'm following God, but at the same time not giving you the attention you need, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's a conflicting message. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to resent God because of my own, you know what I'm saying, my own like, man, ambitions or whatever. It's just like, yo, it ain't worth it. And it's just like it took a long time to like learn that. and start walking in that.
Yeah,
so.
it's a fine line. You know, my lady mentions it too with certain things, especially with the music. She'll, you know, mention how certain songs will condone stuff, and she knows me. You know what I mean? So it's like she knows once it gets to a point where we have kids, it's like that's gonna be a conflict of interest.
Yeah,
it's gonna matter to a kid more so. When we're older, we can discern the difference. Okay, it just sounds cool. I just like this or that.
Yeah.
That when they're this old, you know, toddler up to like 8 to, you know, teenagers. That's impressionable.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely get that, man. That's cool. I think it's perfect, honestly, from my perspective. I don't have any kids yet. To have your son be the oldest, that would be ideal for me personally.
Yeah.
I think that's cool because he can lead a good example too, but not have, like, I notice a lot of times, a lot of women from our generation use their father as the example. Not that that's an issue, but I think it's cool too that they'll have the older brother. Where he's gonna walk in alignment with you, and then they'll have him to go off of somewhere they can more relate to because that's their generation. You know what I mean? The stuff he does, the stuff he likes, will be more in alignment with the stuff. People they're gonna. You know what I mean? It makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
So tell me about the music. You said you've been doing it almost or just about going on 10 years.
More than that, like since I was 17.
Oh, since you were 17. Gotcha. Okay.
What is crazy is that we had the Cypher on Saturday. It ended at like 11:30.
Right.
My birthday is June 4th, the next day.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a crazy birthday gift, bro. Like, I was just like, man, God, like, you be caring about stuff you don't even need to be caring about. Like, but it's like, that was really dope. But, yeah, the question, what you said the question was?
Just kind of tell me about, basically I was going to ask what your music experience was like moving into, like when you started music. I know you had mentioned, signing, so I kind of wanted to move into that, touch on that.
Okay, so I started rhyming at like 16, 17. Like, I originally wanted to be a choreographer. Like, but I don't know, man. It was just one Christmas, man. I got T.I.'s Urban Legend. And, like, when I heard that, I was like, yo, this dude, bananas. Like, I want to do this, you know? So, and I just started rapping with a homeboy. Like, and I'm talking about this back in the day before, you know, like, recording equipment was really accessible.
Right.
So we had an MP3 player. And back in the day, you could, like, record on there.
Yeah.
So what we would do was get in front of a speaker and just play instrumentals off a LimeWire. You know what I mean? LimeWire, that's throwback. So it was just like back off a LimeWire.
That's crazy.
We would take instrumentals and play them, and then you just rap the whole song in front of the MP3 player, in front of the speaker, and then like that's how we was making songs.
Exactly.
So it just made us like really good. You know what I'm saying? At the craft, like it's like you got to say over and over again. Learning how to do cadences, how to breathe, so you can say the whole thing in one take. So it was doing that. Ironically, like our group was named SIN, which is sin.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? To say that like the path that I'm on now is so crazy that was the name of initially what I was with, and then from there I went into the Air Force.
Okay.
And it's just like a favor to my pops, man. He's just like, just go in there and get free education, all this stuff. It's like, all right. So, but when I went in, I knew like, yo, I ain't finna stay in here. Like I'm trying to rap, you know. So as soon as I got out, like I just hit the floor running. So between I got out in December 2010. By like June of 2011, or a little bit before that, bro, I already had like a record deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? They was trying to get me on and stuff. So it was a dude starting an independent record label. And I was going by the same name I was going by, Johta Vay. And man, so I'm doing this, I'm opening up for dudes like Cassidy, I'm opening up, and just like, he didn't even show up to the show. So it was like I headlined the show. It was crazy, man. I was just like doing a whole bunch of shows, but in the midst of that, I was living a wild life, bro. Like it's like because of me, I feel like sometimes we can rap a certain way, but it's like we don't do a lot of that stuff. But the more you rap about it, the more you in these circles, the more you become what you rapping about.
And yeah, that's how influence works, man. It's
you know what I mean? So it's like I started becoming that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I already was like with mad women. I was already like, you know, very cocky and stuff like that. But it's like drugs. Like I was on drugs, heavy. And then just being in this place, like I'm a small dude.
Right.
You know, I'm a small dude. I like was the name of my mixtape was Thoughts of a Doubter. So I had a lot of self-doubt. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't really confident in my skills, but I knew I could rap.
Right.
You know, and people would always tell me that I can rap. And that's how trauma work, or like your mind. It's just like people will give me all the compliments in the world, but it's like I don't believe them. I was like, it's like I don't really believe what you're saying. You're just saying what people say.
Right.
So it's like I had that mindset
it makes you turn in on that self voice more, and it makes you try to listen to just that self voice. You know what I mean? Yeah, I definitely feel it.
So I was on that, you know what I mean, and I was just going, and in the midst of that, I was just like always drinking. Like I was an alcoholic, bro. Like I'd be drinking, get up in the morning, and just throwing up like yellow stuff, like all the time, bro. Like, but not making the connection. Like it's because you drinking crazy. Like I was just like, dang, I don't know what's going on. It's crazy. Like I'm feeling like this, and smoking weed extremely heavy. Just pretty much just trying to be out of there. Like, it's like if I'm going somewhere, I want to become somebody else. Yeah. Like, I want to not have to deal with having to make decisions. You know what I mean? It's just like if I want to say something, I want to think about the repercussions. But I just want to say it. Right. So I would put myself in this state so that I could do that. It's just like in doing that, it's like I started elevating real quick. But at the same time, I was still dealing with depression. I was dealing with all this stuff.
It's always hanging over you.
Yeah, so it's like I was getting rid of the feeling temporarily, but then I would wake up, like I would do this event, feel great, then I would wake up, and then like reality is still there. Like all my problems still there after I done being high. So yeah, man. Then one day, bro, like it was crazy. I got tunnel vision at this point. I'm like, yo, I'm about to get signed. Like this is all I care about. I'm rapping, doing these shows, going to radio stations, doing all this stuff. Then I seen this light in the sky one day. I'm driving with my homeboy on the highway. I seen this light in the sky, and I thought it was a firework. It was like green. It's like, then it sucked back into itself and took off in the sky, bro. And I looked at my homeboy like, yo, like you see that, bro? Like it's like, he was like, yeah, I saw it. And when we had saw it, like I was just like, man, I just kind of suppressed that in my mind. I was just like, okay, man, like I saw that, but I'm cool on that. 2 weeks later, I had a homeboy, he had a blog, and he came and he was just like talking to me like, yo, I was on World Star, man, they got these UFO sightings for the last 15 years or whatever. And I was just like, okay. Like I started watching a video, and I seen something on there that looked very similar to what I seen. And at that point, like everything changed, bro. Like I was just like, yo, it's 2011. You remember like 2012, it was like the world gonna end. Right? So it's just like, you got Battlefield LA, all these movies coming out. Like, that's when the Illuminati started really popping. You know what I'm saying? People started knowing about the Illuminati. Like, so I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. Like, so I just started researching stuff. I came across this show called Ancient Aliens. And what that was saying was like,
show. I watched it.
It's like Moses wasn't really talking to God. He was talking to aliens. Sodom and Gomorrah was really some Independence Day stuff. And I never read the Bible to this point. Like, never. And what that did was make me curious. I was just like, yo, I'm about to see if that's really up in there. Like, I'm about to go read and see if that's in there. Yeah. And when I started reading it, I was reading like Proverbs 5, 6, and 7. And what it was saying was just like, yo, this dude that go after all of these women, you know what I'm saying? These prostitutes, these familiar women. It's like, yo, he going to hell. And I was just like, it was the first book I ever read and was just like, felt like somebody was talking to me.
Yeah, profound.
You know what I mean? I was just like, yo, like I'm reading this, and what this is not talking to some random person. Like this is talking to me. Yeah. Yeah, man. So it was like I started learning about that. Started learning about a lot of stuff in the world, like our water, food, all this stuff. And it came to the point where it was just too much. Like I was going to sleep. I was having dreams like the world on fire, bro. Like I was just like, yo, this is crazy. It's too much. And I came to the point where I was like, yo, I'm just gonna kill myself. Like I'm just like, I told my aunt, it's too much. I told my cousin, like, yo, I'm feeling like I'm just gonna do this. Yeah. And then my aunt called me, who was her mom, and she always was like, would write me cards and telling me she praying for me, telling me about Jesus and stuff, but not really in like a way like it was like, this is who Jesus is. You know, to me, Jesus was a dude on Kanye's chain. Like I'm just like, yo, that's Jesus walk. Like that's what it is. But man, that night, bro, like she was talking to me on the phone. I just remember her saying like, Jesus love you 3 times, bro, and then something in my mind snapped, bro. And it was just like I realized everything I was doing that was wild, like God saw that. And I was just like, I just started screaming like, what have I done? Like what have I been doing? I'm tripping. But at the same time, it's just like I felt like he was just like, yo, I forgive you. Like I forgive you like for that. And yeah, long story short, man, my aunt told me like, yo, you need to get out of Jersey, God told me you need to get out of Jersey. I'm just like, yo, at this point, I don't know if God's an alien or I don't know. I'm still kind of confused. But I fell asleep, woke up the next morning, and my homeboy called me and said, yo, because the rapture was supposed to happen May 21st, the like false prophecy. He's like, I know nobody know the day or the hour that Jesus is supposed to come, but I feel like the government gonna do something crazy. We got to get out of Jersey. I never told nobody this. So he telling me like, you need to get out of Jersey. I start going upstairs. My other homeboy called me like, yo, my girl tripping. We got to get out of Jersey. At this point, I'm spooked. I'm like, yo,
we got to do something.
Obviously,
right now.
Something's telling me I need to get out of Jersey.
Yeah.
So I drove all the way to Chicago, bro. The whole time I just felt like God was just showing me, like I was reading the word and I was seeing the word, like seeing stuff from the word, like what I was just reading. And at the end of that whole journey, I ended up at like this resort, bro, and it's like it was in Indiana, and it was cheaper than the hotel we stayed in like Chicago, and it was like a resort, like I'm talking about mansion. It was wild. We went in the back, and there was like this lake. We step out, there's like 2 snakes, like garden snakes out there. Like, I'm from like the city. I'm just like, yo, I ain't about this life, man. But when I see the snakes, my homeboy was like, yo, let's just stay. As soon as he said that, snakes turned around, went in the grass. We go on the dock, and then there's a dock, and it was like a lake. And we looked around the lake, it was nothing but mansions. And like one of the scriptures I was reading a lot, it was like Jesus said, he says, in my Father's house there are many mansions. If it wasn't so, I wouldn't have told you. You know, I just felt like he just showing me physical representations. He was like, yo, like I'm the same one you reading, like I'm him.
I'm
like,
him.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm him, you know, and like so I'll go inside. Isaiah talks about like when the new heaven, new earth, it's like kids gonna be able to lay down with lions and not be hurt, be by serpents and they're not gonna be hurt. Like there's like kids in there, it's like taxidermy bears and mountain lions, and he's like visibly showing me the scripture, like these demonstrations. At this point, I'm still blowing, so it's just like we went out on the deck that night, and my homeboy, he poking the fire with like a stick or something. Like he drop it in there, he stick his arm in the fire, pull the stick out, like just on some like I'm high stuff. And I'm like, yo, you good? He's like, yeah, I'm good. Like no hair gone, like he's straight. I'm just like, yo, it's just like the 3 Hebrew boys in the furnace, bro. Like it's just like he was showing me like I am him. I'm the same dude. And I ended up reading this scripture called Ephesians 5, and it's pretty much what he's saying is like Jesus died for you as a sweet smelling aroma. These people, he was like, you once were like this, and he just goes on. He's like sexual, immoral, like prideful, all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Those people ain't coming to heaven. Like they going to hell. Like he's just like, this is what it is. This is what you were.
Right.
He's like, now walk like me. He's like, find out what's acceptable to me, and I'll give you life. Come back to life, oh sleeper. As soon as I got done reading that, bro, fireworks went off across the whole lake. Dog, like I'm just like, this is May 20th. This is a random day.
This isn't a holiday.
It's not a holiday, bro. I literally just fell on my knees and started crying, bro. Like I'm just like, there ain't nothing else you gotta show me. Like
that profound, man.
And I feel like that's why I follow Jesus. Like it's not because somebody preached to me. I was just like, I experienced him. Like he's just like, oh, I'm real. Like, and I'm gonna show you that I'm real because there's people just like you. You know, they're just like. They ain't grow up in church. They ain't, you know, this world is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like you got pastors rolling around in a Maserati. Like you know what I'm saying? It's just like it's crazy, and then the whole congregation hurting, bro. You know, so it's just like I had a true experience with God. Like you know, and He showed me like this is who I am, and from that point I just kind of hung up rapping, and I didn't even know there was a Christian. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's popular too. Christian rap's very popular.
Yeah, I didn't find out about that till like 2016, you know, so it's just like I was just like rapping about my life experiences and with Jesus. I didn't know it was an actual thing. So yeah, and then in the midst of that I was still like fighting against trying to be like music was an idol, you know, like that was my God for a long time. And God was being like, yo, there's only one God. Like you can't worship your music and worship me. Like you gotta use your music as a form to worship me.
As a tool.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it can't be God. Like you gotta use it as a tool. Because that's how I missed out on my kid's childhood. You know what I mean? Like making that a God. So it's like,
I think that's real interesting, man. Having that inclusion and having that kind of come to God moment in your real life experience. Like you said, it wasn't something that someone just told you or preached over to you. It was a set series of experiences that over time, you know what I mean? So I think that's interesting, and I touched on it earlier as well. You know, and you said it just a moment ago, that he wants you to walk like him. He didn't have to overstate his purpose. He didn't have to overstate his value. He didn't have to, you know what I mean? He didn't have to overly ingest things of this world to validate the being that was him. When he was, prevalent in the physical form. He just did when he needed to have something done. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, when you look at it, that's really all, people and kids and, like people's wives, they just want you to walk on that line. For us, I think there's so much that we're distracted by as young men growing up because we do exist in such a heavy place in our ego. It's just hard for us to discern what to focus on. And certain things start to feel good, certain things start to look good, so you want to start leaning towards those things. But the more you walk on that alignment of truth and your truth, you know what I mean, whether that be coming to God, whether that be stopping substance abuse, whether that be stopping different vices, you know what I mean? It's just important that we figure that out in our walk. And it comes to everybody at different times, definitely, like you said. But I think it's great that you were able to do so and then kind of get a grasp back on the music, like you said, realizing it's more of a tool as opposed to the instructor. You have the instructor, now you had a tool. Now you can apply the tool to impact everyone that you use this tool with or for, you know what I mean? So I think that's really cool. You touched on it earlier. I think it's probably the best part is you being able to, interact with the kids, go rap with them, show them the trophy, just inspire them, man, because I think, especially in the black community, I think that's important for us as men to do. It's time for us to start showing not only that we can talk the talk, we can walk the walk, and sometimes we don't even have to talk the talk. We can just walk the walk and show you with that, and then our presence can be, what it is. So I think that's really cool. Did you touch? I don't think you did so far. Tell the people about your name, Johta Vay, what that means, or
so Johta Vay is really just it's JV in Spanish. I just spelled it different. You know what I'm saying? I spelled it. I think it's just spelled like Jota, but I threw like an H in there just so browsers you can be able to find it more easily. Okay. But JV is actually my middle initials. I got two middle names, Jamar Vincent. Okay. So it's just went off of my name. Yeah.
Cool. I think it's an interesting name. I saw it, and I couldn't pronounce it the first time. Then I met you at the Cypher, and I was like, okay, I just typed. I don't know what I typed to my phone, but I know how to pronounce it for sure. I'll get the spelling down soon too. But Johta Vay, I think that's cool, man. It definitely stands out. That's cool. You have anything else you want to touch on? Do you have any other projects you're looking to release? Any upcoming videos or anything like that? What's next for JV?
Man, I believe God gonna do something crazy this summer. That's why I feel like I'm not gonna go back to working at the school. I feel like He finna do something where I don't have to. Right. Because I feel like a lot of people, it's just like I said, it's like this a tool. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I'm a light, and I'm you know what I'm saying, for the people out there that God want to reach through me. You know what I mean? So it's just like He put me in this space, like to be where people ain't gonna go to church. You know what I mean? Like people ain't going to church, people ain't whatever, but it's like I'm in this atmosphere now. You exposed to this aroma, this, and just like, and the reality is that a lot of people really be like hungry for that. You know what I mean? But it's just like they ain't never seen nobody do it authentically. Exactly. You know what I mean? They ain't never seen nobody do it with boldness and be like, oh no, this is what it is. Like like I'm about this life, and this is what's cool to me. This is what's authentic to me. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to doing that. I'm dropping music. I'm really looking forward to just working with a bunch of people. Whether that like building a team, music videos and stuff like that, and just like getting more into like social media, because it's like social media is very different. I was off of it for a long time.
It's a handful for sure.
So it's like just trying to get a hold of it and just find like healthy habits. You know what I mean? So it's just like, all right, how do I engage with this in such a way that it's like don't take up all my time, but it's still I'm able to interact with people and shine that light on this platform. But yeah, man, looking forward to more of the Cyphers, that's for sure. Yeah. I'm looking forward to just seeing like the talent out here in Killeen, to see like, it's just like, even the mixer. When I went out to the mixer, like that's when I first met Money, the Tony, all them. Like, so it's just like that last page, Like, so it's like I was familiar with them when I came to this event because I had went to that event.
Right. Exactly.
You know, it's like that's why I was like extra hype when Money won. Cause I'm just like, yo, that's what's up, man. Like,
nice.
He good peoples, man. And so, yeah, just looking forward to building with people, over this summer and stuff.
Nice. So it was a quick interview this time. We will be back with you again. Just wanted to touch bases with you, get some, let the people know about you. Let them know where they can find you on socials, and then, the little streaming platforms you do have your single on.
Okay, so you can follow me on like pretty much anything at Lost and Found. It's LSTXFND. That's LSTXFND. Just wanted to spell it different because there's like probably 100,000 Lost and Founds. Whether they artists or trying to find goods that you lost. But yeah, and my music is on everything. You just look up Johta Vay, JOHTA space VAY, and my stuff should pop up on any one of those things. Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks for your time. And until next time, man, we out.
Cause he's able. Don't let your pride, let your time just escape you. Let the